We welcome our good friend Sheree Clark from Fork in the Road to the desk with us, and of course everybody wrapping up the end of the year. Everybody reshifting gears to get set up for the new year, making their mental plans of what they're going to do in 2016 now. But apparently you've been receiving quite a bit of response from your videos that you created on the show, and not just from the Des Moines area.
No, I've been getting questions. You know, you would think, oh, some people outside of the state or whatever. We're talking outside of the country. And I mentioned last time, I had said that Australia and the UK, and then I heard from someone in Ecuador, and then someone in Ireland that said, excuse me, or we chopped liver. So it's
or your chopped cabbage over there.
So now I'm sure after this one we'll get somebody else, you know, so I apologize if I've forgotten anybody. But
all right, so if you're watching this out of the United States, outside the country, send us a note. Let us know where you're watching the program from so we can mention you.
Yes, and ask me your question.
Does this tell us that this is a global interest? This is a global concern where people are trying to make healthier choices, you know, not necessarily maybe go raw, but want to make better choices in their life.
It absolutely does. And the cool thing is that it's all ages, it's all demographics, and you're right, that really underscored it for me, that it's everybody has an issue and a concern, and we all want to do better.
Now, are they all asking you questions, or are they just saying, hey, we watched your show in Ecuador?
It's questions. It's actual questions. Some of them are results of some of the things that we cover on the segments. Some of them are random questions. It's pretty neat. So
you want to hit some of them up?
I would love to.
All right, let's take a look here. We have pages of these things.
Okay.
First one says, my current diet is a hot mess. If you can make a best first step change recommendation that would make a big impact to give me a positive reinforcement to continue toward a healthier path, what would that be?
Well, I love that the person said a first step change, because the first thing I would say to anybody looking to make change is, let's don't run and jump off a cliff over this. It happens on New Year's Day where people are like, I'm cutting out the alcohol, the cigarettes, you know, they're cutting out everything, and then they wonder why it only lasts until January 3rd.
Right.
So slow is the key right here. So they've hit that. And you know, Jason, because you've heard me preach this before, my big thing is juicing. I really am a big fan of juicing, and I like to add things in rather than take things away at the beginning with people. So adding in juicing is a really good thing to do.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there for a second.
Not like a full-on cleanse, but just adding it in.
Adding in juicing.
Okay. No, sure. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop you there because I'm going to jump to another question that's further down the list, talking about juicing.
Sure,
in general, since you brought that up, it says, I've been dying to try juicing as part of my health plan, but don't know where to start. Is there a juicing for beginners you can recommend? Please, nothing that tastes like dirt.
Oh.
Okay.
Did you coach them on that one?
No, almost all of the recipes you've given me have been very good.
Yeah, they really are. Yeah. Here's the key. When you're starting out, and this doesn't hold for later, but when you're starting out, you probably would want to go a little fruit heavier, just because we're used to that. We have a tendency to like sweeter palate, have a sweeter palate. So I would start with sweeter fruits, sweeter vegetables. Carrots are sweeter. You could do something that has a high water content in it, like a cucumber is easy to juice, and then you can doctor up and change it. The other thing I will tell you about juicing is, don't just think about the juice ingredients. Use condiments, use spices. You can juice cilantro and basil. You can throw in garlic. You can sprinkle cinnamon on the top. Make it into something you really want to drink.
Yeah.
Kick it up a notch.
Okay.
What I'll say in terms of changing habits is, whenever I eat like you tell me I should eat, I feel awesome. I have much more energy. I'm not tired. I'm not sore every day. Now, last night and today I went into holiday mode, and all morning I've been hobbling around with sore hips and a sore knee, and I'm tired, and I'm telling you, it really works, and I don't have any financial stake in this. It's true.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And I feel the same way, because I go off the rails myself sometimes, and just like you, I know I'm going to pay for it. Sometimes it's worth it, and other times you just think, you know, is it?
Right.
So.
All right, let's go to another question.
That being said, I didn't mean to giggle earlier, but Jason and I have a question. We want to know when we can open up our wine.
You can certainly, please, by all means.
Go ahead. You guys crack open your vino, and we'll continue with the questions here. Here's something a lot of people, you hear this often, especially kids. I hate anything green.
Yeah.
Can I accomplish a healthy diet with other vegetables? If so, what are your top 3 nutritious recommendations?
Okay.
A lot of people, including my wife, hate anything green.
Okay. Well, let's back up first and say, you know, before we assume that we know what the problem is, let's examine it.
Trick bottle?
When people say they hate anything green, is it leafy greens that you don't like, or is it anything green? And so I think sometimes we have to be cautious about that. A lot of times people leafy greens get a bad rap. Spinach and Swiss chard and romaine and salads and all those things. But there are other greens too, so zucchini and cucumber and those kinds of things. So branch out, be willing to try things. So that would be the first step. The second thing is remember that how they're prepared is extremely important. I hate overcooked spinach. I love spinach, but if you overcook it, it makes me gag. I just can't stand the smell of it or the texture of it or whatever. So be mindful in that regard. And in terms of the 3 most nutritious, it's hard because I like them all. Carrots is a good, easy starter one.
And it's sweeter.
Sweeter. I personally like beets.
I was going to guess beets. Okay.
And a lot of people aren't beet crazy, but I do like them because they're sweet also, and they can be prepared in that type of way. And then I would say another orange one I like is sweet potato.
All right.
Because you can do a lot with that too.
I agree with what you're saying, though. You see green for some reason. Sometimes our brain goes, ew.
Yeah.
Try it because
You'd be surprised.
Green juice.
it's really good. So try not to let the color affect.
All right, we have one more quick
flavor's gonna
question,
be.
then we'll show you what we have here. Just go right to the end here. Everyone's heard about Sheree's cat, Lotus. Is Lotus a vegetarian too? That's a question that she got.
Right.
It is a question I've gotten, and the answer is unequivocally no. Lotus is a carnivore. He is an animal. They were put on this planet to eat meat, and so I have meat in my home. I give him raw rabbit and raw venison, and
There you go.
he does a good
Perfect.
job.
All right, so what did you bring us
Well,
here
no
this
raw
morning?
rabbit and raw venison for any of you.
Okay.
You guys are drinking a Stella Rosa sparkling.
really
Isn't that lovely?
so good.
It's a sparkling wine. I selected it because it's lower in alcohol, a little sweet, got a little sparkly. It's really nice. For the two of us, somebody's got to maintain some decorum here. I've made us a cocktail out of a spicy ginger
smells really
shrub.
good.
It's really good.
A what?
Merry
A
Christmas.
spicy ginger shrub. All right.
And what that is, it's made out of vinegar, spices.
Vinegar and ginger.
Yes. And then I put some sparkling water on the top of it.
That is really good.
Does it taste good?
Perfect. Oh, it's really good. Perfect non-alcoholic New Year's Eve kind of a drink.
You want a sip?
It's good.
It's really good.
And you know I bring you snacks. So I made it easy on myself. We have packaged crackers today, however, they're gluten-free and
good.
they're organic and they're made with kale. And then I made you some cheese.
Made
Cheese myself
cheese.
out of cheddar. And what I did was I take cheddar cheese, I add some probiotics to it, I blend it up in the blender, I let it sit on the counter overnight so that the probiotics will kind of ferment. And then I added a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of salt.
Yeah.
There
And
you go.
I really am proud of my cheese, and I think it goes really nicely with your wine, and Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you too. Again, more information, fork-road.com. Get a hold of Sheree, send her a question. Tell us where in the world you are watching the replays of this program. And I know you brought some gifts to us, and just want to pass something along to you. You need to take the box out real quick so you can show everybody what we brought you. So this is a bacon bowl maker just for Sheree. Isn't that nice? We know how much you enjoy bacon.
You guys.
I would imagine that there's vegan bacon.
No, she really means
You should
you shouldn't have.